Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. Hope you're having a wonderful night. Welcome to Heroic Tales of Rosewood Hall, episode 2. We are back here tonight, most of us, for this lovely game. You can see one on each side here. We're missing our Frog Warlock and our Otter Fighter currently. Brayden will not be here at all tonight, but we are hoping that Ian will be able to join us before too long. Just got caught up in a work thing. In terms of announcements, we are hoping and planning on doing different strokes with different folks on Monday. With my friend Ollie Odinson cosplay. He has been doing cosplay since he was like 7. So a good like 25 plus years doing cosplay. Lots of experience, so he has a lot that he can share with us, a lot that he can teach us, so that'll be Monday. And other than that, we're just back to ready to roll on Thursday, no longer on Wednesdays, on Thursdays. Other normal announcements like we usually have, the podcasts are continuing to be updated. Right now we're up to episode 13 of Ready to Roll. The next one to come out will be that one-shot Darkest Devotion that Adam and I were in all those months ago. I think that's probably it for our announcements. We'll just hop right on in to our episode. Okay, so last time we had a bunch of fun at the Golden Gala in Rosewood Hall. Lots of corn puns and throwing of little children around. Lots of nut-filled foods and lovely fun. But the Golden Gala was unfortunately interrupted by the arrival of an uninvited and unwanted guest. And this uninvited guest was known to you, at least, as Martin Toussaint, a fox noble of some kind, the way that he spoke of himself, who came to tell all of you that the hall and the land surrounding it was soon to be claimed by a baron. Baron, what was his name? Edgar Blackett Dennings. Many of you were very suspicious of this, and after doing a little bit of investigating and then confrontation, followed by fox murder and a little bit of very pushy interrogation, you learned that this Edgar Blackett Dennings is a wolf who is on his way to capture and do whatever he wants to with the hall. Also known as the Gore Crow, this scary big black wolf. Poor little Arthur, who had performed the fox murder and did not feel very good about it, went to bed. I think you all went to bed and had a shared dream in which you saw Midian, the old champion of Rosewood, and a few other figures that you don't really know about. And they told you essentially that you all were going to be needed to protect Rosewood from this coming threat. And that's kind of where we're picking up. The following morning, you're all awake. It's beautiful outside. The fall leaves are scattering through the air with a light breeze. It's not too cold, but it's like perfectly cool. And for the rest of the members of the hall, it seems as though the events of last night are mostly forgotten. Like, the nestlings are running around. They are getting into trouble, as they usually are. Friar Adelpin is down in the kitchens making breakfast. So what are you guys all doing?
Ash was a little curious about the dream and worried and anxious. So he does what he always does when he gets anxious. He got up and started baking.
Okay.
And he's made some banana nut bread, some pecan almond rolls, and baking. He's baking a lot in the kitchen.
All right. I imagine you might have even gotten there before Adelpin, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
There's not much he can do to readjust breakfast. It is a very nut-heavy breakfast that morning, then.
Mm-hmm.
So, Nick, you were about to say something?
Yeah, I probably would have been looking to talk with a couple of the others that fought with us. They were all in the dream and seemed significant. You don't dismiss these kinds of things, so whoever I can find first. Yes. I guess it remains to be seen how easy it is to find Arthur.
Oh, is it? How easy is it to find you, Arthur?
Well, I mean, you probably have to go past the infirmary mouse person, because that's most likely where I am.
I think actually Baris had taken you to your room.
Okay.
Yeah.
Guess you better make it past the other badger.
I'm a little worried, so I'm bringing you a nice warm loaf of banana nut bread for breakfast.
Then bananas are rare this far north in the woods.
Yes, it's usually very held for special occasions, but I broke into his store and made banana nut bread anyways.
Huh. Yeah, I mean, I'm laying in bed still.
I imagine the three of us might have just met up there. I might be a little bit late. I kind of sleep in.
Yeah, currently Gilbert is nowhere to be seen. You're not exactly sure where he is or what he's doing. Silas has been up since early in the morning and has been like doing patrols of like the walls to see what the state of them are, and like going and digging through like storage to see if there's like armor, weapons, that sort of stuff for protecting the keep itself. But the three of you are in Arthur's room. Baris is there. He is fast asleep. He likes to sleep, but he's still sleeping.
I cut some bread and put it on little plates, and I hand them out. I couldn't help myself. I had to make some. I had a disturbing, a weird dream, and you all were in it, I think.
With a bunch of different creatures, and with Midian and his friends, and a strange riddle.
Yes, you had the same dream.
I guess I did. I've
been puzzling over it. I don't know what it means.
I told Baris about it last night, and he said that we probably shouldn't ignore it. I've been going over it in my head. I'm not 100% certain where to start looking. Things like Vault of the Keep, and a hidden map, and a fruit more sparkling than sweet. The only thing that I can really think of from the riddle that I would know where it is the branches of a tree with no leaves. Well, the warmth of the fire. At the very last part said the warmth of a fire brings comfort and peace, casting shadows through branches of a tree with no leaves. And there's the great tree, big copper one, metal one that's all has no leaf. So obviously that one makes sense, but that's at the very end of the riddle. And so I don't want to try and skip step. So I don't know. I don't know where to look.
What do you make of it, Master Furlong?
Oh, I was just thinking that there's a little bit more after that, according to my recollection, about a fruit more sparkling than sweet.
I said that.
But suppose you must have. But the vault, well, vault of the keep. I would imagine there are various secure areas. A place as old as this, they may even be yet undiscovered. But should probably poke around some, maybe talk with some of the elders who could know. I know you've been studying the history plenty, but maybe this just didn't come up because it wasn't specifically interesting at the time.
Well, the only vault I know is Friar Adelpin's secret stash of bananas and other exotic fruits. But yeah, I don't know if that's helpful. Besides being really delicious.
Do you have any maps?
No maps.
I guess we can start by asking the rector if he knows where a vault might be.
Rector, also look for the cellar master Eva. It's been around a while. Might know a bit more about the past. Or is the archivist?
The archivist?
It's an orchard.
Oh,
And the
yes.
archives.
Well, they do both. They're the archivist, and they really like taking care of the orchard.
Yes, we could ask if they have the original architectural diagrams somewhere.
Yeah. All good ideas.
Well, I say we start with asking the rector.
Are you feeling up to it, Arthur? You feeling better?
Yeah, I mean, I did what had to be done. But I'm not hurting anyway.
Oh, good. You were very, very heroic out there.
Well, I appreciate you saying so.
All right. So you go off to find the rector, Rector Cornby, who he is sat in the at a table of the Grand Hearth, with Friar Adelpin and Sister L. Greenwater, the infirmarian lady, as well as Brother Hannel, the gatekeeper. They're just kind of sitting there, kind of talking solemnly. They look very serious, very concerned. You imagine they're probably talking about the upcoming issues and the current situation. As you approach, they all look up, kind of not really surprised to see you. And the rector says, "Oh, good morning, friends. How are you all this morning?"
Quite well, quite well. Are you hungry? I got some bread here.
Oh
If
no,
you
and
want some.
there's like a plate of rolls and like cheese and stuff in the middle of the table. They've been kind of snacking while they've been talking.
I eye them and like they don't have any nuts. I mean, okay.
We've come to ask if you would know what the Vault of the Keep is.
Oh my god. So the Richter, think about it first. His little mousy brow furrows. He's just like, I don't know if I've ever heard of vault. The hall is not meant to be a place of hoarding riches, and so there's not really any place to keep valuables. Everything is shared amongst everyone else. I have no knowledge of any vault.
Well, I don't know that it would necessarily have valuables. We received a message from Midian and his companions last night, and one of the things they say is that, well, I'm gonna go and I'll recite the whole message to them again, and then, focusing on the part with Boris where he says, "We wish to aid, but what we can share if you open the vault of the keep aren't there." And while maybe what they want to share with us isn't there, I don't think they'd mention it if there wasn't something that could help us. Maybe some information or the next clue, the map.
Well, actually, now that you've jogged my memory with that, while the tree was at the end of the I don't know, verse that they gave us, it did say find first a fruit. Like so even though that's the end, that might be where we are supposed to start.
I'm gonna smack my head and say, of course that's what it said. I even have said it like 3 times since waking up this morning. I'm gonna bow to the rector and then the others, and I'm going to take off to the tree.
We'll go follow him.
Do we know
Alright.
where he's going?
The hearth with the copper tree, the big centerpiece of the hall.
Which currently does have leaves on it, as that was part of the decoration efforts of the nestlings and their guardians yesterday, was to get some of the fallen leaves from around and put them all over the tree. But if you would like, what are you doing when you reach this tree?
I'm going to stare at it. What kind of tree is it based off of?
Make a nature check.
Live my whole life among trees, and I can't tell what a tree is by looking at it, I see. It's a very small number. 23. Sorry, when I said small number, I meant on my character sheet. Because it's on my small monitor. So yes, a 23.
It's actually very interesting to you. There is no one type of tree represented here. It's not like clearly an oak tree or like an elder tree or a hawthorn tree. Like there's features of it that are kind of ambiguous. And the fact that there's not leaves doesn't help with that. And because it's made by creature hands and not like an actual tree that's been cast in copper, it's kind of an ambiguous tree.
Well,
Can we find shining fruit on there?
If you'd like to make an investigation check and do that.
Maybe we should have Ash climb into the branches and look around.
Ash is very distracted. You got a 3.
Here we go. It's slippery. It's hard to climb when it's slippery.
Mm-hmm. I have buttery fingers.
So, I guess I would investigation check. Okay.
Anybody who wants to can make an investigation check.
Well, natural 20.
Ah.
For 20. 20
For
total.
20. All right. Well, Furlon, you like look up into the branches and you immediately are like, well, there's no fruit up there. There's no anything up there. But you start going down like the trunk, trying to see if there's like any relief or anything. And as you move your way down, right down near the base, see there's a small like pear set in like right on the base. There is actually like dirt surrounding the tree. It's not just straight down into the tiles. So this is like mostly obscured. You actually have to like scoop away some dirt off of it. But you do find kind of set into the side of the tree this little gold pear that's like itty bitty, especially for you.
Shit.
Push firmly on it, and you hear like a click and then a thunk.
Badgers always dig. Good idea. Where did that sound come from? You guys heard that sound?
I did.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
My large mousy ears, would I be able to tell where it came from?
Yeah, it's not something that you need to like roll super hard to find or anything. There's just like 10 feet away, one of the tiles of the floor, like one side of it has come undone and the whole thing is like plopped down.
So, like,
Oh.
can we lift it up or lift up adjacent tiles or?
Yes. So
down there.
as you move toward it and you see it, it's like the bottom part of it that dropped down is resting on the edge of like a ladder that's underneath it. A very old ladder. Is made of wood and is maybe a bit rickety because it is very old wood.
Does anybody have any rope?
How far down does it go?
With your dark vision, you can see it goes down about 30 feet.
Are there any creatures that don't have dark vision?
I think there's some of like the birds, maybe.
Well, imagine
I'll
the two
scurry
of
down.
you.
Yeah.
Wait. I still think we should have some rope. We'll just tie off to Furlon here, and just in case you fall down, then you're not stuck.
I'm like halfway posed, ready to go down. I'm like, rope. Okay.
You two know the hall better than I do. I don't know where the rope is stored. I was just gonna jump myself, not touch the ladder.
Just climb down. Yeah. I mean,
So Furlon, actually for you, the space of the stone tile that has dropped down it's like right on the edge of like maybe you can fit and maybe not.
maybe
You
getting
might
rid of
get-
the ladder will make it fit you. You can fit better. I mean,
That probably would help.
But it wouldn't help you guys get down or up. I guess I could help you get up at the end.
Huh.
And then if we need ropes, you can get me rope to get me out.
Just a reminder, it is 30 feet and you are not a 30-foot tall badger.
I know.
Not even a 20-foot tall badger.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I think. How far away from the tree is it? You said like 10 feet, right?
Yeah.
So we go find a 50-foot rope. Then we could tie it around the tree, and we have a little safety line for
Okay.
our little rickety. So I'm gonna go.
I will scurry off to the supply room for rope.
And a
Okay.
torch. I yell after you.
All right.
I come back with a lantern instead of a torch.
Lantern, even better. Yeah, you are very much able to do that. At this point, you've definitely drawn the attention of the 4 elders who are sitting at the table just like 30 feet away, who have come over and are very, very curious of what you are doing.
Digging holes in the floor.
Secrets. We found secrets.
The rector is just like, I see that this is not something I've ever observed or seen before. It's one of the secrets of the hall, I suppose. That's very... I should probably... And he turns over to Sister Greenwater. Do you mind getting the archivist so they can, record? This is very interesting and, I would say momentous. Fine. She runs off. Or she doesn't run. She's too prudent to do that, so she'll roll calmly off. But then Ash, you return with a rope and some lantern.
Mm-hmm.
Down we go.
I tie the rope around the trunk of the tree and throw the rest down the hole. Okay, who's first?
I'll
Oh, I
go
think
first.
I'll go last. Just
Just in case he
Don't-
breaks the ladder.
Yes. Okay.
for the rope.
Hope you don't break the rope.
Not quite heavy enough to break the rope, but you're all able to shimmy down this rope to the bottom. Into this space beneath, which is the right page of my notes. Okay. Yeah, there's a circular room underneath that has 4 doors in it. Yep. 3 of the doors are plain. One of the doors has like a little shelf on it with like 3 circular holes that each have small like etchings and stuff on the bottoms of them.
I'm gonna poke one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Just like poke my claw into the hole.
You poke into it. Stone.
Mhm.
Seems kind of unremarkable. Very dusty in here.
Oh, good, because I was about to blow into it.
I think so. There's 3 holes in the door. There's probably 3 different things we need to get from the other doors, like from behind the other doors. I mean, maybe it is part of the other doors. That would be an interesting trick.
So, you said there are etchings underneath it, or in them, I mean. Do they match up with the doors? Do
Well, the doors are
or
plain.
have
The doors
anything
do
on them?
not have any etchings on them, no.
So, do we pick a door?
I say we choose one and eventually go through all of them.
Unless the
You-
first one is awful. But hopefully that won't happen.
You don't think they set any traps down here in a place for families of creatures, do you?
Seems like this is a place where the
Maybe not traps. Maybe test our bravery or worthiness of some sort.
But, like, what about deadly tests?
No. I don't think so. Did not know. Mm.
Okay, well,
I'm gonna go open a door.
Okay, which
Open
door
the
do you go
door on
to?
the left.
One on the left.
Door on the far left.
Behind door number 1.
Right. So, push this door open. It is a stone door on on metal hinges. Not a very thick door or anything. It's not super, super heavy and hard to open. On the inside, there is a small room, like maybe 10 by 10. On the far side of the room, there is another stone shelf. There is a little stone box off to the left. And on the shelf, there are a whole bunch of teeny little carved circles. There are 16 circles. And on the wall behind it, there is an inscribed set of words. It says, "Castles may rise and castles may fall. Soldiers will fight and stand tall. Lords of war are enjoying the kill, not really caring about lives that they spill. Winners take all, winners are brave, but in this war, even winners are buried in the grave."
What's in the box?
Inside the box are a bunch of little carved figurines of creatures. All different kinds, in all different poses. Very, very detailed. There's a little mouse baker with like a little rolling pin over his shoulder. There's a little hedgehog sort of monk looking guy with the big old habit and the hood over his head.
I look at these, I'm like, do you think we're supposed to put them in the certain circles?
Probably.
Is there anything about the circles that, like, there are 16 of them? Are they different from each other in any way?
No, they are all identical sizes. They are in 2 rows of 8.
But all 16 pieces are different. So it's not like chess. I mean, chess has more than 8 pieces, but...
It has 16 on each side.
I guess we'll
So
just put them in.
castles, soldiers, and lords does feel rather chessy. But so
Where's the other half of the chessboard?
Maybe we organize it like the defenders in front and the people who take care of the defenders in the back.
Isn't it just one line?
And she says
it's two.
2 lines.
Oh, it's 2 rows.
which again supports the chess theory, but
Mhm.
it also doesn't feel like chess because they're all different and because they're all buried in their graves. Something about that feels off. Are there 16 figurines or are there more?
Yes, there are 16 figurines.
That are all completely different. Do you have a description of all 16 pieces?
I don't, but I could probably make some up if you really wanted to torture me.
No, I was just curious because I figured if they were, it might help us.
Or
Are
how
there,
about we
like-
just put them all in the circles?
Yeah, I'll start
I just
putting.
start.
Just randomly putting them in?
Well, I'll put more of like, you know, the heroic defending type ones in front, and then the ones that are helping and supporting them right in back. Because
Okay. Make an insight check.
my camera.
Can you put that riddle into where we can read it?
21.
21. All right. So, drop that. I'll drop the riddle in the Discord channel for you all lovely people to read. So Ash, as you're looking at these figures, you're like looking at their poses and the details of them. They're very detailed. They're very beautiful, done by some sort of master carver of some kind. And you notice there are like different types. Even though they are all different, they do fall into different types. There are a couple of them that are riding some kind of steed. I'm trying to think of what kind of steed you guys might ride. I'll say a turkey. Big old turkeys. And no, that'd be rude. I don't know what y'all ride. But they look very warrior-like, and they have armor and weapons and stuff. There's definitely like a male and female figure that look like they are very important, very regal. Bunch of little peon ones that look like, you know, just normal people. So.
Oh,
It's
put
something
the
you know
peons
about.
in the front. Sorry,
Yeah.
I didn't notice that. That was Adam.
I mean, since we were talking about chess, if it did look like that, I would follow his lead. He starts to say, "Wait a minute."
If it does look like a chess, they look like chess pieces, maybe.
Do kind of look like they might fit into that categorization. And before long, you're able to like kind of look through and be like, okay, yeah, this one would make sense to be like bishop. This one looks like it might be kind of like, and like the weirder ones is like the castles, because they are still figures of creatures. But they are very
Big old badgers.
Badgers.
yeah, big old badgers. But as you set in the final piece, there is a little click, and you see this little metal, like the plaque that the words were on, just kind of like clicks, pops forward. On the back of it, there is this little metal disc with a... See what the etching is on the back of it. A sun carved on the back of it. Kind of, it's not carved into it, it's carved up. It is set onto the top. A raised pattern.
Embossed.
What?
Embossed.
Yes, that's the word. Thank you for teaching me a good word to use. Embossed.
Not engraved, embossed.
Anti-engraved. Embossed.
Outgraved. Wait.
Hmm.
Is there anything else around in this room?
If you'd like to make an investigation check, you can.
A 6.
Bit of dust in the corners.
Nothing for me.
We go check out the other room.
Well, we should put the sun circle into what I'm assuming is the little spot with a sun in it.
Okay.
I feel like it's this, that Skyrim cave where you have to put the claw in at the very beginning. And it opens the gate. It opens
Well,
the
if it's embossed on the coin and engraved in the door, should fit flush.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
I
so
do
you go
so.
out
It
to-
looks very nice.
Yes. There are still 2 empty spaces. Yeah, maybe there's another 2 out there.
and the other
Go check
two
the
rooms.
other 2 doors.
All right, which one do you go to?
The next in the sequence.
So the
Center door.
middle one.
All right, as you walk into this room, it is once again kind of a small 10 by 10 space. But instead of something across on the far wall, there is a large circular opening on the floor. You look down into it, about 2 or 3 feet down, you see water. Oh wait, no, there is one other thing. There is on the other side a statue of a female otter. She's got one arm raised in a fist, and her other hand is pointing down towards this hole. In her arm that is raised, she's holding a tablet with, it says on that, Be humbled, trespasser. You believe your destination is beneath you, but you mustn't miss the point. That's what you see.
Where is it? Where is it pointing?
Into the hall.
How big is the statue?
Life size. Oh, otter size.
Okay.
How far down does the hole go?
So you see about 2 feet down there is there's water.
Oh.
I'm
Okay.
going to walk.
It being well, no, you guys have a torch, so with it is a little bit hard to
Lantern.
see. What? Sorry.
Lantern.
Lantern, yes, not a torch. Even better though, is it's softer light. You can see that another like couple of feet underneath there is a floor. So like the hole itself is only like 4 feet deep. And the water fills about half of the space.
Well, I want to go stand right underneath the pointing at paw and like try and like line myself up with it and see what it's pointing at.
Okay. Make a perception check.
I don't think I'm good at that either. I'm okay at that. I got an 18.
So you squint your eyes and you look, you see just under the top of the water, you can see that there is something kind of suspended in the water. Go and look closer. It is suspended by 2 chains. They're not like super big chains or anything, but they're suspending in between them a metal gauntlet in the water. For some reason, you imagine the type of metal. It is not like rusted or anything. In decent state.
How is it suspended? Are the chains on like the side, or is it
They're on
like
the
the
sides,
fingertips
yeah.
in the back? So is it like hanging up and down, or like forward, or
Just kind of hanging there.
but like, what if you were to put your hand into it? You put it in from the top, or you put it in like this?
I'd say it's hanging like down. So if you reached into it, you'd be reaching down. But
Is there anything? Does it look like there's anything on the ground, or on the floor of the pool?
might be a little bit hard to see that from here.
I'm jumping in the water.
You're muted, Jeff.
I will get down and like get a closer look.
Okay.
Does anyone
I'll jump
know
into
how
the
to
water.
swim? Oh.
I don't think 2 people can fit in this one at the same time. This is like a one creature space.
Oh, I thought Jeff was saying he wasn't getting in the water. He was just.
I was
getting
looking
Oh,
over
okay.
the edge. Yeah.
Yeah.
As he splashed in, I'm like, oh, okay.
And I'm just gonna try to do a like Hulk smash, put my hand into the gauntlet and push down.
So as you reach your big old paw, it doesn't quite fit in this gauntlet that is for much smaller paws. But you notice that even though you push with some force, there isn't any like give from the chains. They hold very firm.
Well, look at the chains, or look at the connections between the chains and the gauntlet, and wherever they're attached to keep it suspended.
It is very high quality metalwork to like seamlessly attach these chains like directly on to the gauntlets, and there's like metal brackets. I don't know metal words on the sides of the hole.
What if
Okay.
you like turn it so it's pointing back at the pointing paw, so they do like this, like point at each other thing? I don't know if it'll do anything.
You just kind
Does
of
it
pick
work?
it up and wiggle it around. Nothing happens.
All right. Now I'm gonna look at it. Is it like clasping something, or can I see if there's anything inside?
There's nothing inside. It moves very flexibly as you like pick it up and twist it around, like it's not stiff Not set.
Maybe this is Cinder Sparrow kind of story here. Does this glove fit either of you?
If only we had our otter here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can put my paw in it since Ash has the light.
Well, to fit your paw into it, you'll need to get down into the hole, and currently it is being occupied by one very large badger.
What if I go and stand on top of the badger? Like, crawl up on top of the badger and reach my hand up over him?
You'd have to reach around his entire body. It's like 2 feet from the ground, so it's like at his knee level.
Oh, and there's not like extra space down there. It's
You are like
just
a
the
cork
hole.
in this hole. There's not a lot of space. Like, you're having trouble finagling it. And like, because of how big you are, the water level has like risen right to the edge. Just from water displacement.
But just like scoop the water.
Furlong, maybe you should get out and
Maybe the other room is built for badger size, although Midian's companions were smaller creatures.
yeah.
A mole, an otter, and a hedgehog.
I'm getting out.
Okay.
I will climb in and put my hand in the gauntlet.
As you reach your paw into it, a strap like snaps shut around your wrist and like latches. You can't pull your hand out. And immediately you feel the ground beneath you begin to descend. The water level staying steady.
Hi, my friends.
What would you like to do as the water level begins to raise over your body?
Wait,
I am going to point
Where?
back at the statue.
Nothing happens. The water continues to rise. It's up past like your chest, getting closer towards
Wait.
your chin and your mouth.
so is like the gauntlet being pulled down with the floor?
Yes.
Okay. Because you said that the water level was staying put while the floor descended, so I
Yes.
was
That
little
was a mistake of mine. The gauntlet is
I'm
descending with
not
the floor.
like hanging there.
No. Gauntlet is descending with the floor, taking you down with it.
Okay, you said you think it's underneath. We believe what we're looking for is underneath us, but we else don't miss the point. It's pretty much what the riddle said, right?
Mm-hmm.
Water's coming up around your chin.
Point towards the hallway where the other parts are needed. Because that's the point. We're supposed to finish the puzzle out there.
I'll try and like rotate around to point that direction.
Nothing happens. Water now is covering your mouth and nose, raising up
I
towards
thought-
your eyes.
I thought you could start with the kill me.
I'm nervously pacing.
if it's descending and there's still water coming, like that means it's descending into more water. Like, so there must be water rushing in somehow.
Is this something that you are saying or something that you are thinking?
I might be, yeah. I'm saying everything out loud because I'm panicking.
Okay. But you are taking the
thinking in
time
my
to
head
say
anymore.
this. The water is the floor is descending further.
I'm just gonna take a really deep breath and hope
And
that
grab his
whatever it is
other
is at
arm
the
and
bottom.
hold on to him.
Yes, so that way it pulls my other arm off.
Yeah, it
Hands that
continues
you-
to descend. You can now, the only bits of Arthur that are above the water are his little ears. He can hear one last thing that you try and say him before he's completely under the water and cannot hear you anymore.
Point the same direction as the otter.
I already did that.
No, you pointed towards the
pointed
otter.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you point down, same
Yeah.
direction that the arm is pointing. As you push down, there's like a latch as it like whips around like some hidden part of the gauntlet. You feel it click open, and you hear as the floor continues to descend and your ears are beneath the surface of the water, something shifting and grating aside from the floor, also down here.
Am I still stuck?
No, your hand is now free.
Yeah, I'm gonna swim back up and get some air real quick.
Okay. You didn't drown. Congratulations.
Does he have the gauntlet still?
No, the gauntlet is still attached.
Okay.
Detached.
Hmm
It
I thought you told
unbuckled
me
from his arm.
that this place wasn't gonna try and kill me.
Said it was going to test you.
Well, you said it wasn't deadly tests.
Well, you're not dead.
I heard something else shift down here, so I'm going back down. So how deep is it now?
Where are
it kind of
our
stopped when
aquatic
you pointed the right way. So it's like, 6 foot or something. You being a small mouse, it's, above your head, but it's not like crazy deep or anything.
So I can like kneel down and still like be on the ground and kind of feel around.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You feel around for a little while, and there is a little space in the floor that has opened up, like very, very small little space. You reach your little paw in, and you slip out another little circular bit of metal with embossing of a rose, very prominent thorns.
I swim back up. I hope you two are happy.
Oh, are you happy?
I'm wet.
Oh, I'm
Me
happy
too.
you're still alive.
I'm gonna like splash. Just like childish, like splash war at the two of you. Just
I am still wet. You have continued
I'm pretty
to
wet from
maintain
when
my
you
wetness.
Can I get some help out, please?
Mm-hmm.
Up and down.
All right.
Take the little coin thing and put it in its appropriate slot
It's into that center space.
and prepare for the next door. Someone else is going in the strange hole this time.
All right. You open the third door and you walk in, and there is a little pedestal in the center of the room with along the rim of the pedestal there is like a little trough, a little trench that kind of goes all the way around this circular pedestal that is just full of sparkling gemstones.
Don't take the gemstones.
There is on the wall once again a metal plate with a set of words engraved on them. Sir Gade rode toward a castle atop a zebra at a steady gallop, a long way from home. He arrived at the gate, and the keeper knelt in shame. "Thy steed must be tired." Sir Gade replied, "I am on direct order from the king." The keeper nodded and allowed the knight to enter. I'm going to drop that into our Discord for you. I will also drop it in chat.
Why does he ride a zebra?
So you have heard of zebras, I would say. Well, hang on. Anyone who wants to could roll a nature check to know if they have heard of zebras.
I am 99% certain I would never have heard of a zebra.
Probably not, but
I
I
have.
mean, you've heard of fantastical stories. Some of you have.
I've heard 8. I got rolled at 18, so I think I've heard of it.
Yeah, they're kind of like horses, you think.
Uh huh.
A pile of gemstones next to a dish and the story engraved on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
What does it look like again?
What does what look like?
What I'm looking at.
There is a pedestal, kind of like Goblet of Fire style, where there's like a little bit of like a bowl or dish shape at the top, and around the edge of it there is like a trough. Not like around the top of it, like around the bottom bit. There's like a trough just filled with different kinds of gemstones. Bunches of them.
Mm.
At least like 2 or 3 dozen.
And are there specific colors?
There are all colors. All kinds.
Oh, do we have to... does it... I'm gonna look around the rest of the room.
Okay, make an investigation check.
I got a 19.
You don't find a ton other than like a couple of the stones around like the base of the room have a carving of, let's see. Other gemstones.
Carving of other gemstones.
Just like different sizes, different shapes, different cuts, different patterns.
Can I push them?
No. They're just engravings.
Can I go get a relatively similar gemstone and put it on the engraving?
You try and fish one out. As you pick it up out of the trough, the entire thing wobbles just a little bit in response to something being removed. But as you set it up against the engraving on the wall, nothing happens. It doesn't fit. They are not like actual... It's not like deep engravings. It's more like artistic renderings of what a gemstone might look like.
Maybe put the gemstone in the goblet in the top.
Ping.
You drop it in. It bounces around the base of the sort of goblet shape. Nothing happens.
Pull one out from the opposite side of where I pulled one out from, of a similar size.
Okay.
I was telling one of my friends to do.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
You got
So
it.
as you pick it up, you're basically realizing that the trough and the goblet piece are separate, and that as there is like weight shift, the goblet itself kind of like goes up and down just a little bit, and the trough is more attached to like the pedestal. So it's more like you bumped the goblet as you were moving your hand through it, and you noticed that.
Someone lift up the goblet.
Are there any blue gemstones?
Yes.
Are there like a lot of them?
There's like 3 or 4, maybe.
I mean,
What does the blue have to do with anything?
I was just thinking water, but maybe that's because of the last place we were at.
Can I make an insight check to see if I can puzzle out anything from the riddle?
Yeah, you can make an insight check or an intelligence check.
15?
Okay. There's something weird about the cadence of the story. it seems like it's been written in a little bit of a weird way. It's not like aesthetically pleasing to hear, read, or see, you know. There's something odd about the way it's written.
So the goblet itself kind of wobbles.
And as you go and you like kind of lift it up, it like catches on like a lip at the base of the pedestal, like right around where the trough is, and you can't lift it further.
What about pushing it down?
Pushing it down, it goes, you know, like probably 3-4 inches down, and then it stops.
Well, what if we just start scooping out gemstones into the goblet?
You can do
I
that.
ask my friends.
I feel like there's probably some exact weight that'll push it to the right spot. And we have to figure out the riddle to figure out what gems to put in to get the goblet to stop in the right place. I'm way smarter than I should be.
Towards the castle.
And I phone a friend.
No, but you can roll me an intelligence check. Either you can roll investigation, you can roll just base intelligence, you can, you know, roll just a general like perception check, I think.
I still just want to grab a handful and drop it in.
Okay, you do that. They rain in, and the goblet sinks a little bit. You can tell there's a little bit of a settling process as it kind of like bobs up and down as it figures where it's going to sit.
Is there any like clicking sounds or anything as it goes up and down?
Mm-mm.
What if we have the badger just come push on it? Since he's stronger.
I think it has something to do with this puzzle and the weird way it's written. It doesn't quite flow. There's something, it's nagging at me, but I'm not quite getting it. I don't think brute force is the way. We have to think.
Tired. It almost feels like some kind of a code. Like
Sir Gade? Do you think that his name means something?
it's almost like Jade. If you made a J sound with the G instead of a G sound. Direct order from the king.
With a capital K.
Gade rode toward a castle atop a zebra at a steady gallop, away from home. He arrived at the gate, and the keeper knelt in shame. "Thy steed must be tired." Gade replied, "I am on direct order from the king." The keeper nodded and allowed the knight to enter.
I am going to kneel down next to the thing. I mean, what? And see if there's anything like if there's something that catches my eye in the contraption.
Make a perception check.
Natural 20.
Looking over this completely and fully, you don't notice any like clues as to what gems or what exactly needs to be done here. You get the idea that it is to do with the puzzle, with the riddle on the wall.
Can I yell up the hole at the archivist, or the smart people upstairs, and see if they know anything?
You can go up back if you want to. I will allow like some more perception or investigation checks if people want to.
I'm just
I'd like
gonna
to-
pull the gems back out, put them back in the thing.
Okay.
I'd like to look at the gems and see if any of them seem more worn than others or something like that that could tell that they're
Arthur would have noticed that with his nat 20 perception check.
right.
Yeah. Did someone
What?
roll an insight or investigation on the riddle itself?
I thought that's what I
did with the
Ash did.
15.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was what I can roll another one.
Yes. At this point, you can roll another one. Yeah.
What program did you type this out in?
Woohoo! Natural 20.
All right. I'm going to.
So that makes
Take
it 25.
Oh boy. Okay. Let me get. I'm going to specifically drop something directly. I'm going to send you a direct message. Of what you suddenly notice. Here we go.
Topaz. I start fishing through and finding all the topazes.
Okay. Find 2 or 3.
And I put them in the goblet.
Okay.
Oh,
Atop a
And-
zebra.
Nothing happens.
Let's continue looking at. There's the top of the zebra.
so for the people who aren't obviously looking at my screen, I have put it into Word document, and now I'm going through all of them, and I'm trying to find the letters that line up into names of gemstones.
For chat who
Mm.
doesn't see what we see, in the words atop a zebra
There's topaz.
is topaz. This is a tricky one. We'll be
Oh.
upfront with that.
Hey, man. Uh,
And I think if anybody in chat finds answers too before the party, you get bonus points.
A topaz.
Opal, gallop along.
Opal. So we pull out all the opals.
Still no response. You put all the opals in.
Alright, this is a long shot. Would the gate have anything to do with agate? There's no A at the beginning of it, though. So that's mostly me based off of sound and not letters.
Yeah, agate would think is an agate an actual no, that is a type of gem, right?
It
Yeah,
is.
it's a very...
It's
Yeah.
not I guess I'm thinking about geode, which is not gem type specific.
Oh,
Amethyst.
Patrick's found one.
Put all those in.
Okay, put all the amethyst in. There's still
Mhm.
something
Okay.
missing.
My next question. So now that we have pulled out the very specific colors, what colors are left in there? Because we pulled out kind
Well,
of
so, like,
yellow. We
yeah,
pulled
so
out
if you
yellow.
pull
We
out, like,
pulled out
the
purple. Opal
well,
was a weird
there's
color.
multiple kinds. Like, it's not just like, oh, this is all the red ones are rubies, all the blue ones are like sapphires or whatever. Like, there's all different kinds of all different colors. So pulling out all the opals, there are still some that are like similar colors.
There's
but,
diamond.
yeah.
Sergey replied, "I am on direct is diamond."
Yep. So you pull out the diamonds and set them in a bowl. It sinks down, it stabilizes for a moment, and then you hear a little click. A little panel drops on the pedestal. One more little circular embossed coin. With a big old gemstone. Not an actual gemstone, but like an embossed gemstone design on top of it.
Take it and put it on its place in the fourth door.
And as the engravings, the embossed coins are dropped in, you are able to open the door. And I think that's where we're going to take our break. We'll be back in like five-ish minutes. We'll see you in a little bit. All right, and we return as you enter this space, this much larger space. In fact, I think I might be able to show you this space. Give me a There we go. So it's a big room, big spacious room. There's a bit of damage to this room. Let me also show it to stream so they can see.
I demand to zoom in on my character.
Okay, yeah, because I just found these little doodads online.
Yeah.
See. Also Gilbert is not with you, so we'll just scooch him away. But this is the three of you guys as you enter this space.
Some mighty armor that you're wearing there.
Probably don't have the armor yet.
Cool.
It's not updating for stream, I'm sorry. This is a new program that I'm using, and I don't know why it's not doing what I want it to do.
Arcan Forge.
Yeah.
Is that water? Or is that something glowing?
It is water. It is not moving like in this image. It is stationary. It is actually pretty murky and disgusting. Unlike the water in the other chamber that was continuously, that was clear and clean, this water is full of algae and muck. The room itself has actually sustained some damage. There's rubble on the floor in one corner. Some of the walls have holes in them. And near this, like, small fountain in the center of the room, there are 3, like, smaller flattened plinths and one larger one. And the larger one is much more like a box and is broken.
And then I look around.
A tap on the not broken ones and see if they sound hollow.
So, Ash, you go to the broken one. Arthur, you go to the not broken ones. So, peering inside, Ash, you don't see anything in here. kind of the way it looks is almost like it's supposed to be a coffin or like a resting place of some kind, but there's nothing on the inside. There is, though very hard to see, there is some sort of like engraving on the top of it, but it is damaged as the top is broken. Arthur, you come up to the closer of the plinth and you knock on the top of it. It's not hollow. It is solid.
Does this one have words on it?
Make an investigation check, actually.
The words are not apparent. I see.
Nope, there is not necessarily something super apparent.
14.
It takes you a little bit, but you look around like the edges of the plinth, and around the back on one side there is like a stone dial that you can like rotate, and on it, I think on that first one there is, you see an image of the sun.
What about on the other ones?
In the center one, you see a rose with prominent thorns, and on the last, a gemstone.
What about on the back of the broken thing?
You do not see one at all.
What did the dials point to?
So it's like recessed on the inside. So like it's like a cylinder and you're seeing like one tiny portion of it. It's not like a dial on the outside that you can see the entire thing. It's kind of like a combination on a lock. Like you can only see the one number, the one image.
Can we?
Wait, so I can spin them?
Yes.
Okay, because I was thinking like an oven dial, not like I said earlier, like the Skyrim, Draugr prison where you spin it and it's like the whale and the dragon or the that. So I'm going to rotate it, and I want to see what's on. If they all only have those 3 symbols or not.
So you rotate that first one, click it on over to the next image, and it looks like the same image. It's the sun again.
I'm going to spin it again.
Once again, the sun. What's your passive perception?
Are the other ones moving? My passive perception is... That's 10 plus your wisdom modifier, right?
10 plus
13.
your perception modifier.
Well, that's 15.
Okay. 15 is just barely enough to notice that they are slightly different than each other. Like there's like, you notice it mostly when you go from the second to the third, of just like all of a sudden like, wait, that last one had like a dozen rays coming out of it, and this one has 13. A little bit different.
Let's go get the medallions, right? Door's already open.
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe one of us. So that way, if it closes when you pull out the medallion, you can just put it back.
That would probably be a good idea.
Yeah, I can do that.
Can you zoom out the picture for us?
Yes. In a second. Don't know why it doesn't want to cooperate with me. I feel very sad.
Patrick asks if the player view is linked to the DM.
It's not. I have this specific screen, and on my screen I see it adjusting and everything, but it's not changing at all for stream. I don't understand. I'm just gonna add a display capture, just a good old display capture instead of a window capture. Whoa, okay. Sorry to stream for all the terribles, all the bads. It should be easier for you to see it now. There you go. So now it should adjust on stream. Yes, there we go.
Right. I go to get the medallions.
You cannot pull them from the door. They are now like flush down, like even a little bit recessed into that shelf. And you can no longer pull them out. And the embossed side is down.
Well, how about each of us get on one of these dials then?
I'm going to share with them that they are all, the little images on the cylinder are all slightly different.
So are they all slightly different? Or is one slightly different?
So clicking on through and looking at them very carefully, they are all slightly different. You go through the one that's a rose. It's like the first one has like 3 thorns. The second one has 5. The other one has like an extra leaf.
So how many different options are there?
There are 4 on each one.
Yeah, that's a lot of numbers to just guess.
It's just
Now-
64.
And a little bit of coordination. I'm not going to make you sit here and click all through them, like, now that you kind of have an idea of, like, what you're supposed to do. So I'm just going to say, roll, whoever wants to can roll a general luck check just to see how long it takes you.
But so,
Or
hang on, just a
Someone
second.
can try and make an intelligence check to try and remember exactly what they looked like. Probably Arthur would need to do that because he got a look at most of them.
So what do we see of the engraving on the top, real quick, of the broken thing? Or was that just like the instructions?
There's not an instructions. It's, you can kind of see like some wavy lines a little bit. Almost like a tree shape, but not exactly like a tree shape. A little bit odd.
Alright, well, since it's the 3-cylinder lock, I'll roll to try and remember, and just a regular roll is 12.
Okay. It takes you a little bit. Probably like 5 to 10 minutes. Not like super, super crazy long. There's a couple times where you're like, wait, did we do this one already? And you have to like go back a little bit. But after a little while, as Furlon clicks that last one into place, you hear a gurgling as the water level in the fountain starts to fall. But Furlon, you, what is your passive perception?
13.
13. You hear a little shifting and scraping behind you. And you look and you turn around, I assume. To see some low shapes kind of making their way along the floor. Several of them with claws and carapaces. Big ol' claws. Crawling out of holes in the walls towards you all. So let's roll initiative now, I think.
I didn't bring a weapon.
Oh,
Did anybody bring a weapon? Or are we just fighting scorpions with our bare
do you not
paws?
have weapons from yesterday?
We did not discuss that happening.
Yeah.
I remember
I
we
mean-
discussed that it was likely that we would be outfitted at some point in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
but
When we actually
did
went
not
on
I
an
think that
adventure.
Silas would have done that. That's something that we would have addressed had Silas been here tonight. So we can address that now. We'll talk about what weapons. So essentially, like very, very cheapy weapons from the equipment we can get for you.
I
So
thought it was gonna be super crazy. We're gonna have to figure out how to fight scorpions with bare hands.
No, yeah. You guys would have had time. That would have been something that Silas would have made sure you did before you went down.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So I do have my spear, my short bow and dagger.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have a great axe?
Yeah.
Okay. Great axe, couple hand axes.
And then Ash, do you have weapons on your equipment already?
Big old spiked rolling pin.
I have a dagger, basically like a kitchen knife, and some kind of mace that I call my nutcracker.
That's awesome. Alrighty. Well, it seems like you do have weapons now, so let's roll initiative.
Just lightning bolts. Just there's all on weapons.
I was just gonna start casting guiding bolt. So
Look, a stat block. Hey, by the way, Lydia,
What?
we see your words under display capture
About
on stream.
what?
yeah,
Yeah, there's
Oh,
words.
why is
I
it
can't
showing-
read them.
Okay, there
It
we
just
go.
says it. All I could read
I'm
was
sorry.
an item.
There we go. Sorry, stream.
All right. I got a 16 initiative.
I got a 3.
Ah.
Bad dice.
I got a 6.
Okay. Ooh. Ooh, boy. Okay. Well, scorpions rolled really, 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 really well.
Thank goodness they're still more than 30 feet away.
And then it was Arthur, and then Furlon, and then Ash.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, the scorpions go first. This first one gonna come on its little way over to Ash and is going to attempt to sting you. That's a dirty 20 to hit.
Maybe this is what the knights were writing. They were writing scorpions.
That's horrifying.
Giant bumblebees.
That's horrifying. I imagine a 20 will hit you, Ash, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. I need you to make me a constitution saving throw.
Where's your cleric chainmail? What domain are you?
Immunity. I'm a cook.
Alright, what'd you get on you? 6 on your con save. So you take 1 piercing damage and 3 poison damage as this thing comes up to sting you. This one, oh, the speed on these boys. It has to take the dash action to get to you. This one also has to take the dash action to get to you.
They are slow boys.
I didn't realize how slow these guys are, but there's that one. And then you see scuttling out of the darkness this much, much larger scorpion that has a lot higher speed and comes right around here. Can't get fully all the way around, but it is. And so it's not quite enough to get flanking on you, which is good, because this one makes a lot more attacks with its much larger claws. I'm gonna roll a bunch of
Did it
dice.
attack on this turn?
Yeah, it has a speed just enough to get to you.
Okay.
They are all fairly pitiful rolls. Let's see. The 2 claw attacks are 12 and 13 to hit,
Oh no.
and the sting is an 8.
All this.
So this thing comes up and like snaps its claws. It's almost more like trying to menace you, but you think that it's trying to like pass off the fact that it missed a little bit. Yeah, that's all for the scorpions. Arthur, that is you now.
I unplugged my headset, so I had to plug it back in. How far away? Because I'm having a hard time with all of the little squares telling how, like, where the squares are. That top right corner in between the 2 scorpions, how far away is that from me?
Let me change the grid color. There we go. Now you
Oh,
can
hey,
maybe
look.
see better. Those are the squares. So, which scorpion are you trying to get closer to?
Well, I was gonna use my standing leap and just straight up hop over to Furlon, but I can't. I can only jump 30 feet.
And 20, 30 would put you here. Would
I
put you
don't
on the
see
plinth, like right next to him. Don't know how to do the pings yet. I'm sorry. Oh wait, there we go. That's 30 feet. On that plinth right there. So you can get right next to him.
1 square up technically still be 30 feet as well?
Yes, it would.
Cool. I'm gonna straight up hop like that, right up next to him. Excuse me.
Leap over the fountain, and you see there is no more water at the base of it.
It's jumping my move. Jumping's my movement, right? That's why I was doing this. It's not my action.
I believe it is your movement, yes.
Okay, cool. And then with my spear in hand, with 2 hands, so it's versatile, I am going to stab the one that I could stab.
All right, go ahead and roll the attack.
I got a 23.
That will hit.
And I'm going to do 12 damage.
Okay, so you impale this thing, stab it through the floor, and it is instantly dead.
Solid, crunchy, just...
Mm-hmm.
Furlon, I got you.
Oh. Hi. Excellent.
Where'd you come from?
All right, Furlon, that's
Look
you.
at that.
With Ash on deck.
All right. Yep. I will take a 5-foot step south.
Okay.
I would like to rage.
Okay. Go ahead and rage.
Yes. So upon entering my rage, we have. Oh.
Yes.
I suppose I can teleport now.
Right.
You can teleport.
But I'm not going to on this turn. I mean, I
Okay.
disappear, but then I reappear in the same spot.
There is like a poof of mist and leaves that come up and surround you, and your image flickers for a second. And it's very disconcerting to you to like feel your essence kind of like disappear and reappear. Almost froze you. It's not something you were expecting. All right, roll your attack.
Yeah, I am attacking the smaller one.
Oh, okay.
Less attacks means less, like if I could kill it.
Less damage.
Ooh,
Action
but a
to
9 will not hit.
It will not.
All right. That is the turn.
All right, Ash.
I'm gonna take my nutcracker and bang the scorpion right in front of me.
Okay. Roll that attack.
14.
That'll hit. Go ahead and roll damage, if you wish.
6 bludgeoning damage.
Right, and that scorpion is also blasted into goo on the floor.
And then move towards my compatriots.
25. You have
That-
one more square that you can go.
No, that'll be good right there.
Okay. All right. Any bonus action you want to do, or is that all?
That will be all.
All right. Time for the scorpions to go. So this one is going to continue its little way down and get to here. This one is going to go for Furlon, who tried to hit it. That's a 4 to hit. So that one's not going to work. But the big one is going to attack you as well. Ooh, boy. Alright, that's a 19 to hit, a natural 20, and then a 7 for the stinger.
Okay.
Okay.
2 hits, 1 stinger miss.
Yes. So the claws reach up around you. You take 6 points of bludgeoning damage. And then with the crit.
Halved? Halved?
Yeah.
So it's 3 or 6?
3.
Okay.
And then you take 12 halved to 6, and you are grappled by this thing's claw that just reaches completely around your body, which is not normal for you to experience, being the massive badger that you are. This thing is even larger.
That's a
Arthur,
really,
that's
really
up to you
scary
now.
Scorpion.
Yeah. Green. It's covered in like lichen and nasty. Yeah. All right, Arthur.
So the big one's taking damage, or which one has taken damage?
None of them have taken damage.
Not at this point. Gotcha. And then what are the penalties for switching weapons?
I don't usually care.
Okay. I'm going to switch to my... Well, first I'm going to back up. I'm going to hop up onto the, like, top left, that little corner there. That way there's no chance for you to finagle me not having steady footing by standing on a small little edge. And then I'm going to switch to my bow. And I'm going to use my... Sorry, I keep looking away from my camera because I'm looking at my rules over here. Use the... Well, I guess I have to hit first. So I'm going to attack that far one that's not like engaged with anybody yet.
Okay. Go ahead.
I'm going to roll. It's math. That's going to be a 20 to hit with
That hit.
my proficiency, dexterity, and my archery fighting style. So a dirty 20, and then so since I hit it, I'm gonna use favored foe, which marks that I use my Miskabon with nature to mark my target as my favorite enemy for a minute or until I lose concentration. It increases the damage that I do by 1d4. So he is now my favored foe.
Or
and
he was for the 1 second he was alive before your arrow kills him.
Wait, hang on. I haven't even rolled damage yet.
They have 1 hit point each. These itty bitty scorpions. They're very small.
Gotcha. I believe that lets me move my favored foe when it dies. Nope, that's Hunter's Mark. I can move it when I hit something again, I believe.
Okay.
Nope. Yes. Okay. It's dead. And then I don't think bonus action. I'm just double checking my spells real quick. I'm going to... Where did it go? Sorry, it's loading. Yeah, I'm done. Next person.
All right, Furlong.
So I'm grappled here in these claws, and I think I'd concentrate and grimace and steel myself, and I teleport to the other side of the scorpion.
You disappear in a poof of mist and leaves. You reappear on the other side. Right behind it.
And let's go reckless.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your attacks.
All right. I only have one attack, but that is 24 to hit.
That will hit for sure.
For 10 damage.
Okay. Act.
Oh, wait. 12. Because
12
I'm raging.
damage because of your rage. Your axe swings down, makes a big ol' slice, and cuts a chunk out of the armor, exposing a little bit of its gooey insides. Not really gooey. But the thing
Come at me again.
like hisses at you. You evaded its claws and have now wounded it. All right, Ash.
I'm gonna take a shot with guiding bolt at the big one.
All right. Go ahead.
Is it 10 hit?
It does not. The bolt of ancestral power glances off of the scorpion's
right there.
armor.
Teetering, it was looking like it was at 18, and then it flops over to a 5.
Ooh, bummer.
I'm so sad.
All right. Well, now this little scorpion is going to come after you. That's a 16 to hit.
That does hit.
I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
5.
Okay. So you take 1 piercing damage and 1 poison damage. And then the big one spins around on its legs, and spiny scorpion legs, and is going to attack Furlon, this time with advantage. 1 claw. That's a 23.
That
Second
hits.
claw is 13.
No.
And the stinger is a natural 20.
Yes.
Badger. You will need to make me a Constitution saving throw for the stinger attack.
That's a 9, so
Okay, all right. So you take from the 1 claw attack, you take 9, have to 4 bludgeoning damage.
mm-hmm.
And you are once again grappled. And then for the stinger attack, because it was a crit, you take 18, have to 9 piercing damage. And then the poison damage. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, it's doubled too. Oh no. Okay, hang on. Oh no. 46 poison damage.
I'm dead.
Yeah.
You killed Furlon?
The scorpion's
Full dead.
tail pierces down, stabs Furlon right through the chest, out the back. Gooey black venom dripping from the stinger as it retreats back.
I want to request a new dungeon master.
Oh, I'm sorry. Furlon, what do you do with your last moments of consciousness?
That was good hit.
Sinks to the ground and stops moving. Arthur, that's your turn.
I guess I take aim at the giant one. As my bonus action, I prepare a hail of thorns. And I shoot at it.
All right.
And I get a 17 to hit.
That hits.
So it takes 7 regular damage
Okay.
from just the arrow, but as the arrow flies, it explodes into a rain of thorns. In addition to the normal effect of the attack, the target of the attack and each creature within 5 feet of it, which
Okay.
should be none of my friends, must make a dexterity saving throw. So you have to beat a 13, I do believe.
Neither of them succeed.
Did Furlon actually was Furlon actually able to injure the big one?
Yes.
Okay, so the big one is going to take 9 piercing damage from the Hail of Thorns, and then with my Colossus Slayer feature, it also takes another 8 damage, so a total of 24 damage from the one shot.
Oof. And the other one takes some damage too, which means it
Yeah,
is
that
instantly
takes
dead.
It takes the 9 damage from the Hail of Thorns.
Okay. That one's dead. The big one is looking very hurt now, just with this one arrow right in the crack that Furlon made in its armor. Burst into thorns. It looks very hurt now. All right, Ash.
I'm gonna try hitting him with guiding bolt again.
Okay.
19.
Okay, that hits.
And 11 damage.
Okay. It is very, very hurt. Still has the slightest amount of life in it still. Okay. It is the scorpion's turn now. Zet is frenzied by its kill. Gonna come back over towards Ash. Going to attempt to get you. That's a 14 to hit with a claw.
Armor class 12. So
Okay.
Hey, you
That
don't
next
have
one
any
is,
dex space armor?
no.
The next one was a 7. And then the stinger is an 11. Okay, so you just get the one claw. So you take 8 points of bludgeoning damage and are grappled. Arthur, that's you now.
Okay, well, I'm going to do my favorite thing to do. I'm going to straight up hop over it to the other side. So I'm in a flanking position.
Okay.
And then I'm going to switch to my spear to attack. My first roll is a natural 20, so I think I'm going to keep that one.
Ooh, yeah.
And I'm going to versatile attack. So the 1d8. Imagine I drop my bow as I'm flying, jumping over it, and grab my spear, and I bring it down at it as I'm, falling. Because I'm going to hit it for 2 regular weapon damage. 6 regular weapon damage. I didn't add the +4. And then I'm going to hit it for another 4 Colossus Slayer damage. So that's a total of 10 before the crit.
How do you want to do this? How do you kill this scorpion?
I'm twist as I'm in the air and just bring my spear straight down into that initial crack. And then just, the weight of my mousy body on the spear just makes it go crunch and stabs straight through it, pinning it to the ground. Kind of, if there's dirt through the stones, the spear can stab it into.
Mm-hmm. A lot of the stone tiles are kind of broken, so there's definitely space that you can get your spear into. And the frenzy of the room falls still. You two are left alone. What do you do?
You wouldn't happen to be at Revivify level, would you?
Mm-mm. Nope.
You do know a very accomplished medicine woman upstairs.
Mm-hmm. Rush, I'll try to tend his wounds. Go get help.
I will run for help.
Ash, make a medicine check.
Help, Furlon! He's been stabbed!
I got an 18 on the medicine check.
Okay. So you quickly start tending to the wound, trying to trying to see where he's at and everything. He's not responding to you at all. But as you roll him over, there is the slightest shiver of movement. Not fully completely dead. He's very, very close. You need to get him some help right away.
I don't think
even then,
cure wounds would help.
No, at this point, it's gonna need some very, very skilled medicine checks and things like that.
What if it's 3 creatures casting cure wounds at the exact same time?
So, for the nature of going a little bit meta and stuff, because you guys are living in a bit of a low magic world, Revivify magic is not going to be available, right? So severe death and stuff like this, while it is possible to thwart, it is very difficult. Sister Greenwater can try. You can help her, and even then it's going to be very tough, but it is possible to get Furlon to survive. It is possible. Very difficult.
Okay.
Well, there's the golden hour of surgery.
All right. So Arthur, you rush up, and Sister Greenwater has returned. There is a goose in the room now. And
It's Furlan. He's been stabbed by something like this big, and we need your help because there's a gigantic hole and he's bleeding everywhere. But don't worry, we killed all the scorpions. But he's going to die if somebody doesn't come down and help us because we don't know what we're doing. There were all these puzzles, and we got there, and then there were gigantic scorpions, and now Furlan is dying, and I need some help.
Sister Greenwater immediately snaps into action. Says, give me a moment. I'm just going to go grab some stuff from the infirmary, and I'll be right down. Just, try and stop the bleeding. I'll be right there. She sprints, as opposed to her leisurely meandering when she went to go and get the orchivist. She is now sprinting.
I'm going to look around, and I'm going to see some of the fresh, probably like freshly laundered tablecloths, and I'm just going to yank it, and everything probably tumbles off, and I'm going to go running back down the hole.
Okay. You sprint on back. I'm going to ask you then, as you re-enter this space, to make a medicine check for me.
Oh goody. Don't worry, Furlan, I got you with a 22 medicine check.
Oh boy. Yeah. So you are using the blanket mostly to try and like soak up some blood and try and applying pressure. It's very, very hard. You have very small paws and he is very large. So with the wound being as big as it is, you are somehow managing to reduce the huge blood flow. He is still very, very much on the edge, but you have put a point on the success side for sure.
I imagine that I have crawled up on top of him and I'm laying on it to try and hold it down there.
Gotcha. After
is it a sucking chest wound, or did it miss his lungs, or where did he get stabbed?
It was the poison that killed me.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it's not this gigantic hole in his chest then.
I mean, there is a gigantic hole in his chest. The stinger went all the way through his body. But yeah.
Which is, it's the size of my spearhead, because I was thinking a gigantic.
Yeah, no, it's it's definitely spearhead size. But yeah, okay. You're trying to reduce. You were attempting to reduce the speed of the blood traveling through his body to reduce the damage that the poison would do. Mm-hmm. While you are working on this, Mr. Greenwater comes in, quickly assesses the situation, and now comes the roll. This is going to be a DC 25 medicine check. She does have +8. She's given advantage by you guys. Because of Arthur's success, unfortunately, Ash's roll was not quite high enough to count as a success. I'm going to reduce the DC by 2. That's at a DC 23. She has a +8. She must roll a 15 or higher. If she does not, Furlan is dead. If she does, he will survive. So there will be repercussions and consequences for that. Okay. The other one rolled under my table. First one, the lowest one, was a 16. The second one, on the very first die that Little Miss Fodder ever gave to me, was a natural 20. So, Furlan, you remain unconscious, but you other two, Sister Greenwater goes into this almost like a trance, where she's just ordering you around to apply different poultices and things. I don't know enough about badger anatomy to tell you exactly what she's doing, but she is able to essentially stabilize him. He will be, you see his breath return to him. It's going to be a long recovery. There's going to be some major consequences of this, but Furlon has survived thanks to some really lucky rolls. I think that instead of moving on to see what was inside the fountain and what comes next, we will instead end the game there for tonight. Don't want to deprive our missing friends of any more of the craziness that is currently happening. So, we will be back in 2 weeks, continue the adventures and the heroic tales of the residents of Rosewood Hall, and see how they can withstand the evil approaching their gates. Thank you guys so much for being here tonight. Thank you to my players for going through those puzzles and surviving and saving their wonderful badger friend from certain death. Just a reminder, we are hoping to have different strokes on Monday with Ollie Odinson cosplay, and as always, Ready to Roll will be back on Thursday with all sorts of nautical shenanigans on the high seas. Have a wonderful night, and we'll see you later. Goodbye!
Bye.